Hello, good morning everyone. This is Abhinav Agrawal. It's a brief intro about myself. I work at NEC Technologies India Private Limited as a solutions architect for cloud and big data platforms. About me, I'm a systems software developer since 2005 and primarily spent my time working on storage, virtualization, cloud and big data platforms. So basically you can catch me at IRC Abhitechie and Twitter Techie Abhinav. So this is just a small disclaimer that we are not going to have a technical deep dive, and it's just an overview. So you can see that there are lots of automation tools coming in day out. You are getting this cloud getting crowded, So yeah, let's. So I have not even covered all others, but it's still spec. So this poor operations guy, he is just thinking, like, those are the beautiful colors, but he doesn't know how to use them, and he has just messed up. So it's the same case with these tools. We have so many beautiful tools, but if you don't know how and when to use them, so it's like creating a mess, So we are going to help them, and today I'm trying to help them with some explanation to those tools. And so this cloud was so big, and in order to understand when to use what, we need to break them up, classify them up, so that they know what tool is used for what purpose. And this classification I'm going to do on the basis of operations lifecycle. So typical operations lifecycle, day zero provisioning, like having your server ready with basic OS and getting the provisioning of it, and some common libraries. Day one is then deploying your services and making the configurations and ensuring that those configurations work as expected, even during service start or stop. Those are retained. And once everything is set up, this is day two, when you basically want to optimize. You need to follow the compliances and policies, security and backup. Day n is basically after a long time, when you really want to upgrade your system or scale up when your capacity is overreached. And all this life cycle is further divided into two categories. One is like cloud management, and another one is workload on top of cloud. And for each of these categories, so the big cloud, I'm going to break them up in these small clouds. So day zero provisioning for cloud, we have tools like Ironic, Foreman, Maas, OOO, Cobbler. So now you can have a comparison between these only. You don't need to go and look for all others, right, when you have to do provisioning on the cloud. And similarly, for application provisioning, we have Docker, Murano, and Solam. Day one, we have for deployment configuration, it's really most challenging and most messed up area, wherein we have tools like Chef, Puppet, Ansible, Heat, Juju, Maas. A lot of things are there, and similar tools can be used for application deployments also. Day two, so thankfully we do not have a big crowd here. We have one tool for one purpose. So Congress, for example, is for policy as a service. Mistral, we have a workflow as a service. Blazor is reservation, so you make scheduling of your cloud using Blazor. And Rubik is again diagnostic as a service, and Satori is for discovering your configuration. So this day two is still okay. I mean, you have limited tools here, and you don't have to basically fight between too many options. So I think we have 10 minutes left, and explaining all of them in the remaining 10 minutes is too much. So I reduced my scope only to the cloud deployment tools. And in here also, like I will be focusing more on day zero and day one tools, because of the simple reason that day two onwards we have limited tools. Okay. So a very good comparison was published by Parallel Data Laboratory from Mellon University. It's a bit outdated, but the report that they have published is quite well, quite well documented, and it still holds true for most of the cases. It covers a comparison of tools such as Ironic, Crowbar, Rager, Emulab, Cobbler, and Maas. And the evaluation criteria that this report talks about is the vendor lock-in. So whether the tool that they are evaluating is locked by any vendor or it's open for everyone to use, and the maturity of the tool. So of course, before using, you need to consider like how much matured this tool is, and so how many deployments are there, how many users are there. That makes it more that gives you more confidence before you go and use any tool. You need to know like how many other users are there, so that you get better community support and all. And if it's difficult to install, what is the stability, difficulty in maintenance, hardware requirements, and especially for provisioning tools, they have focused on features like VLAN support, network. So when you deploy servers, you need to isolate them through VLANs. So if a provisioning tool has a support for VLAN, then that's good, considered to be good for you. Similarly, network topology, so whether it's WAN, LAN, and kind of IP isolation and all. So before you start using any tool, you need to consider all these features, and these guys have done fairly good job in comparing these tools. The report that they have published is here. So O indicates the best, and this DES indicates the good or fair support, and X indicates needs improvement. So as you see, like vendor lock-in, all these tools are open. So that's we are fortunate for that. As far as maturity is concerned, Emulab is the oldest one, like with having around 15 years of inception in the market, and Ironic being the youngest one. But Ironic is having an advantage of the learnings from all other tools. So they are deploying all those learnings in Ironic. And what is most important next is so you see like automatic discovery is one of the disadvantages we can see in Ironic. There are blueprints, but I think it's not yet stable or production ready. And as far as hardware requirements are concerned, Crowbar needs BMC, but all others can work with IPMI only. So I'm presenting this report just as a reference for you. Whenever you consider using one of these tools, this report would be handy, and but what you need to do is like you need to check all these things with the latest versions, whatever version you are going to use. And for details, you can refer to this PDF, the link which I have provided. This PPT would be uploaded shortly. So this was all about day 0 tools. Now going to day 1 tools. So here the 4 most popular configuration management projects are Puppet, Chef, Salt, and Ansible. Most of you already know. And what I did, like I collected some of the parameters, the values for those tools, and you can make an informed decision based on these values. So Puppet is associated with Puppet Labs, Chef from Ubuntu, Salt is Salt Stack, and Ansible recently Red Hat. But the most matured here is Puppet. It's from 2005. Puppet and Chef, they both are written in Ruby, while Ansible and Salt, they are from Python. And same is for like their configuration, the language. So these configuration tools, they have a specific language for defining their configurations, and Puppet and Chef, they work on Ruby based configuration, while Salt and Ansible, they are YAML, which is pretty easy actually. And the list of users. So it is considered that Puppet and Chef are more developer friendly. I mean, they're more flexible, and you need to know some sort of coding for that. and Salt or Ansible are like more ops friendly. So I have less time, I need to move fast. Okay, so, and the critical features, these tools are like mutual auth, all of them are providing mutual auth is like client and server interaction. The key feature here which is differentiating these tools is like agentless versus agent required. So Ansible is leading here with the Ansible-less, the agentless feature, and you only need to have Python and SSH on the agents, I mean the client machines, and you don't need any other software for that. And as far as platform is concerned, like Ansible is supporting all of them, but for Windows, as of now, you need a Linux control machine. This is OpenStack user survey, the last survey, April, and you can see like Puppet and Ansible are having neck-to-neck competition here. But one point to note that Ansible has caught up very fast. I mean, the last user survey, the distance was about 14 points. And I'm expecting that it's going to catch number one very soon. So tool choices differs based on rules also, so it's not like any tool is good for all the scenarios. So for operators, you can consider this report. Like for operators, Salt is lacks maturity, it's not I mean having for long, and contributors, Salt is not integrated with the OpenStack environment, and innovators, basically they are interested in quick and easy deployments, so for them Salt is generally used, but most of the cases my recommendation is Ansible for configuration management. So this is my conclusive remarks, like before we wrap. So no tool is best for all the scenarios. You need to choose based on your own needs. Whatever information is presented, that can be referred while you make any decision. Thanks a lot, all of you, for being here.